Okay, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Philly to Detroit Boxing, man. We got a very special guest with us on today, man. We got Erron JYD Peterson. What's going on, bro?
How you doing, man? I'm good. How you feeling?
Good, man. 8-0, 7 KOs. I know you just coming off a big win last week, man. How you feeling after that?
Feel great, man. Took a couple days off to just chill with my family because I'm about to be right back in the gym on Monday. Because we gotta jump right back into camp for the fight in December. So I fight December 7th. So enjoyed the win. Took a week to chill with my family and just spend time with them. Coming off of these two camps back to back, so I took a week for them, and now I'm about to jump in the third camp right now. So getting right back to work.
Right. And then just kind of speaking on that, I know obviously, like you said, you about to fight right back at it in December. How active do you want to be? Because we see a lot of fighters who maybe only fight like twice a year, depending on their management, depending on where they are in their career and things like that. But for yourself, where do you see yourself fighting? As far as the frequency, how many times a year?
Um, Honestly, to me, I fight whenever Bread Man and my pop, whenever they tell me to fight, that's when we fight. Um, you know, uh, I just focus on fighting. I just focus on making sure that I'm, doing my end of it. So whatever Bread Man and my dad say is what I do. Of course, we want to fight. The more the merrier, of course. But if they say fight tomorrow, then I fight tomorrow. If they say fight in 2 months, then that's what I do. I don't focus on that. I just make sure I stay in the gym and do my job. That's it.
Right, right. And then kind of speaking of Breadman and your pops, man, obviously, Breadman, a big name in the sport. How is it kind of working with them? And then
So Breadman, being in my corner is absolutely a great thing. You know, it's motivate. One, I motivate myself. I'm very self motivating. So I don't really look for anyone to necessarily motivate me, but being in the gym and being in the ring with Kyron, Julian, guys like that, and being in the gym with Breadman is a very motivating factor. So, um, you know, it's always good to have those guys around you.
yeah, and then kind of going back to, I know you said, mindset for you is like you motivate yourself. Where does that kind of come from? Because a lot of people don't really have that, or it's kind of hard for people to kind of have that mindset, especially in a sport like this, where it can kind of get a little bit humbling or demeaning in a way if you kind of get hands put on you. Where does that mindset come from?
Um, I grew up with essentially about 10 siblings. So between my brothers and sisters and my cousins. So everything was competition. Everything. People always ask me why I eat so fast when I eat. Because when you got that many people in the house, you better eat quick or you ain't getting nothing. You know what I mean? So everything was competition, everything was competitive. So you gotta be motivating because you don't want to be last place. You don't want to be the worst at something because you're gonna get made fun of, and you know even being I was the youngest for a long time out of the kids. So you don't want to be the one getting beat up and all that all the time. So you gotta have a chip on your shoulder all the time.
Yeah, definitely. And then kind of just getting into boxing, man. Where does it start for you? Where did the journey kind of start? And how did you get into this crazy sport, man?
It started for me about 5 years ago, going on six. When my daughter ended up needing open heart surgery, and when she was about 3 months old, she needed open heart surgery. Um, and after she got the open heart surgery, I just knew like, all right, I need to do something that's gonna be able to benefit her for the rest of her life. So my dad was always telling me because I could always fight. I was always fighting anyway, and I could always fight. So my dad was always like, "Yo, you need to start boxing, though. You need to start boxing." But I was always like, "Man, like my heart not into nobody's boxing, dog. I'm not worried about that." Like I was a knucklehead as a young boy. Like I was in the street just doing stupid stuff. Like I was a knucklehead, and I'm like, man, I don't. But I always had in my head, I don't do nothing that my heart is not into. So when that happened, I'm just like, man, like my job is cool and all, but like this ain't gonna cut it. Like I need to do something that's gonna change all of our lives forever. So when I got into the gym when I was 23 years old, that was it. It was never no looking back, and I don't miss days. I don't fuck around. Like no, like this is it for me. I don't got no life. I don't do nothing but go to the gym, go to work, and come home. That's it. I don't got no life, and I love it that way.
You really putting the grind in, and I can tell just based off your content videos that you make, man. You can really tell you in the gym, or you with your people, or you at the crib, man. You're not really playing around, man. No,
Yeah,
so
nope.
yeah, you really taking it serious. And how is that kind of being a professional athlete, but also trying to balance that life with having kids and having a wife, and just kind of being wanting to be around your family?
Well, it's a it's a lot, but I like it because of the fact that it keeps me where I'm supposed to be. Like I said, when I was a young boy, I lived a very wild life as a kid. I got married young. I've been married my whole adult life. Like I don't like I've been married my entire adult life essentially. Since I was 19 years old, I've been married. So like I lived I got married young because I was like I want to do something different. Like this ain't for me no more. Everything that I was doing, people, oh, you so young, you in your prime, man. When I was your age, I was doing, and then everybody started always started naming the stuff that they was doing when they was 19 and 18. I'm like, dog, I was doing that when I was 14 years old. I was 13, 14 years old. Everything that you named ain't nothing that you saying to me that I ain't do. So you know what I mean? I was like, I just me getting married and just like doing everything I'm doing, it was what I needed to balance me out, and it worked. You know, of course it wasn't overnight, but it worked, and it kept me stable. And actually, I'm Muslim and I'm polygynous, so I actually have two wives. I have two different houses and two wives. Like, everybody's cool and all that, but it's two different. I got six kids, two different houses, and that's how my life goes. So I got a house up here, I got a house down here, and I got a house up top, and it keeps me balanced.
Right. No, yeah, and then kind of how is that kind of just living in that type of lifestyle? Because obviously it's not it's not the common lifestyle. How is that for you? Does that kind of, like you said, help you kind of balance like both of your wives and your children? Does that help you balance your athlete lifestyle as well?
Yeah. So everybody plays a different role. Um. Both Bree and Deja are like absolutely phenomenal. So I just posted. So a lot of people know who Deja is because me and her are like both big on social media, and then a lot of people know who Bree is because Bree is the one that's at all of my fights, and she the one that does all of the cooking and the paperwork and all of that stuff. So everybody has their different roles. And if they didn't do what they do, then I wouldn't be able to live my life. Like I would not be able to handle business or nothing. And I say all the time, like I love it because I'm responsibility broke. Like people got this thing where like, oh, you Instagram famous, and bro, I'm a regular person, bro. Responsibility broke, living check to check like the rest of y'all. Don't let this cap y'all up, man. Like, no, it's cool, and I'm able to be in positions where I'm able to give back to my community and do for my family. But I'm responsibility broke, bro, and I love that as well because that's why I don't have time to do nothing else. I got bills to pay and things to handle. I don't have no time. I don't got time to go out clubbing and partying and playing the block, and respectfully speaking, being a fucking bum. Like I don't got time to just stand there on the corner and do nothing with my life. Like, and I'm not saying that disrespectfully because like I was in the street. Can't nobody never tell me nothing about the street. But like I'm not no kid no more. I'm a grown ass man. What am I supposed to be standing on the same corner? I'm damn near 30 years old with nothing to show for it. You a bum. Respectfully speaking, though, I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers, but nigga, you a bum. You just standing on the corner at damn near 30, dog, with nothing to show for it. Talking about what you used to do when you was a kid.
No, you supposed to be up by now. I'm about to say if that's the lifestyle you trying to go towards, then you supposed to be up by now.
Be big meats or something. I mean, damn. It has something to show for it.
No, facts. I'm in 100% agreement on that. Facts.
Yeah. You just on the corner. That's the most you ever did was stand on the corner.
No, yeah. And then, man, kind of going to like the content creation side of it, what kind of got you into that aspect of Instagram and just the sport, really? Because a lot of the athletes are moving into that world now. But what kind of got you into that? Was it more so to kind of market yourself, or what was it?
Man, realistically speaking, I ain't even want to do it, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't even want to do it. It was Bree and Deja, um, and more so Deja and my dad. Oh, you need to market yourself, Instagram, man. I'm like, dog, like I'm not going for that. Like I don't care about like I always used to tell him like I was born in the wrong era for boxing. Like my name is my name. Like they know my name from the work I put in, not because I post some corny ass bars. Like that wasn't me. So I was like always like, man, no. Like y'all gonna know my name when I walk in the room because I punish dudes. And they just kept beating me down about it. I'm like, all right, listen, if I do social media, it's gonna be on my terms. I'm not faking it till I make it. I'm not acting like I got all this jewelry and designer clothes and big fancy houses and cars. I'm not doing that. I ain't got time to do that, and I don't want to do that. I ain't never been fake my whole life, and I ain't about to start now. So my dad was like, "That's fine, son. Just do that, but you need to just give it a shot." So I ended up 8 months ago. I started taking social media seriously 8 months ago. I had about I think like 2,800 or 3,000 followers or something like that. That was 8 months ago. We closing in on 30,000 now. The first video that I posted was controversial. I didn't even think it was controversial, but it was controversial, and it ended up getting like 300,000 views. And I'm like, damn. And then like my next three ended up getting like 10, 15, 12, 20,000 stuff like that. And then like my fifth video that ended up getting like a 500,000. Then I was like, all right, I really might be on to something.
Yeah.
And then like from there, I want to say it took me about 2 months to go from like 3,000 followers to 10,000. And then I jumped from 10 to 15, 20, 25, and then we about to close in on 30. I believe by tomorrow we should be at 30. Tomorrow, latest Monday, I believe we should be at 30,000.
And then kind of, did you have an amateur career? I know you guys started fairly late for boxing terms, but did you have an amateur career at all?
And I had 6 fights in the amateurs. I was 6-0, 5 knockouts, and after that I couldn't really get any fights. So we just jumped into pro camps. Like I've been in pro camps since like my first year and a half of boxing. I was in pro camps, like pro camps, and like then start getting in the world class camps like right after that. So I've been in there with the fucking dogs for as long as I can remember. You ain't got no choice but you better learn, or you gonna just get your face broke. Like that's what it is. Either learn or get your ass kicked.
Facts.
Mhm.
Especially being from Philly, that's a fight town, you know what I'm saying? So you can't really, if you're gonna do it, you better do it. Or
You better do it because
you
you'll
better
get
do it.
punished.
Yeah, man. And kind of speaking on that, how is the fight kind of culture there in Philly? You know what I mean? Being a Philly native, what's it like in just like the gyms you go spar at or the guys you spar? Just what's the culture like out there for boxing?
Man, it's rough, man. That's why I'm happy to have a trainer like Bread, man, because you can get trainers that every spar is a war, and that shit is just not good. So we got days where where we sparring, and we got days where we just working. You need those hard spars though, you do, and you need your work days as well. You know what I mean? So it's a fine balance between the two, but you can't be getting killed every day because then you gonna blow your whole career in the gym. You know what I mean? So but yeah, whenever it's whenever it's called for, we get down. We get down. But in Philly, this shit is rough, dog. In Philly, bro, you better be at a rumble, bro. Cause I'm gonna tell you, boy, you get put out and a nigga just step right over you, like just bring the next dude in. Ain't got like Philly rough, dog. Philly
Yeah,
rough.
man. I'm already knowing. My co-host, I usually do my show with he from out there. He from Philly.
Yeah.
He had something to do today though. But yeah, so just telling me, he'd be letting me know just for the GMC be around. It's a tough sport out there, man. You better be
Yeah.
ready to go, man.
Man, you better be ready to bump, dog, cause you'll get crashed out on real bad. A
Yeah.
dude to crash your ass.
And then it's like do something about it. You couldn't. You know what I
We
mean?
already fighting. Like, you mean you better do something, bro? You already rumbling, dude. You better hold it down. Cause what you gonna
Yeah,
do? Get mad? You gonna get mad and get put out.
that's all.
That's it. Ain't no other options.
Duh. And then who's some guys that you like kind of getting work in with from out there? Because obviously there's some big names out there as far as Boots Cool Boys, but some local names that you work with a lot that you like to get work in with.
Like I just like the names. I done spar so many people in the city, man. Just about really, like I done sparred everybody, man. I can't even remember the name. Like I said, yeah, Boots, Jewel, Demond Nicholson, Caleb Plant. Even when I was coming up, I was working with Olympians. Even coming up, Dagon, Karan. Man, I done work with so many guys. Now, honestly speaking, I can the who's. Just think of all the who's in Philly. We've been in there, man. We've
Yeah,
been in there. I've even had the opportunity to work with Demetrius Hopkins a time or two, man. Who man, that guy's crafty as all hell, man. You know, I even worked with him a bit a time or two, man, which was like super cool to work with an experienced vet like that, man. Student of the game, man. That was super fun as well. B.Y. Jennings, I worked with, man. I worked with so many people,
you're right.
so many people.
And then, man, 807 KOs, man, you putting guys out, man. Is that your style? Are you more of a puncher, a brawler, or what's your style? Are these guys just going out because you got the power? What's more your style, in your words?
My style is whatever the fight calls for is what I'm gonna do. I have multiple fights where you can see that it's clear as day I know how to box. But at the end of the day, I don't like one thing with me is I don't care what nobody say about me. As far as my whole thing is this. Some people say all he is a brawler. Yep, I don't got no game plan, boss. My game plan is the same game plan it was last fight. I'm gonna climb on top of you, get me off you. That's my game plan. That's my game plan. I'm gonna walk to you. I'm gonna walk right to you. I'm gonna climb on top of you, get me off of you. That's it. I ain't got nothing. You can throw all the pauses and you don't. Nah, I treat you like that. I treat you like a woman. I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna climb on top of you, get me off you, get me off you, or fall down. That's how I look at it, bro. If I all you do is brawl, he just a big puncher. You right. That's all I can do. Stop it. You right, bro. I don't got nothing special. Stop me. Stop me.
Facts.
That's my game plan. If you think I can't box, I can't. I can't. I'm not. I agree. Whatever they say, I'm not that good, bro. You're right. Stop me. Just make sure you stop me. That's my fight style. Make sure you stop me.
No, facts. That's the mindset you gotta have fucking around with this shit. Or yeah, it's you might as well not do this shit. Go
Yeah.
then you fighting at 160, man. I've been seeing you at 160 your last 8 fights. Do you like it there, or do you see
Yeah.
yourself going up to 68 soon?
I'll make 160 easy. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
And
I'm
then
good.
I know cutting weight, that's one of the aspects, fighters just do not mess with, as far as the sport goes. How is it kind of for you?
So I just fought last weekend. I just fought last weekend, and even now, like I'm still in great shape. I don't like I take my weight and my health and my diet and stuff seriously. Like I like people might think it's one thing, but it's not what people think. Like people see me doing like my food review videos and stuff like that. Don't let Instagram fool you. Like, but I love that though. Like I live whatever life y'all think I live on Instagram. Don't let it fool you, because at the end of the day, it's people who never seen me before. My last two opponents, actually, they was like, they was convinced that I was a 147, a 154. People say I look small on Instagram, which is insane. Like anybody who see me in person be like, how the fuck is he making 160? I've never stood in front of somebody at the weigh-in and they team wasn't like, how he make 160? And then the night of the fight, I get in the ring and they be like, he don't even look like the same person. But then people be online and be like, my last two opponents was like, dog, you don't look like this on Instagram. I don't know why. I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1" and I fight at 160. And I'm a big 160. You know what I mean? My weight is always in check. I don't talk about my walk around weight because I'm whatever you want me to walk around at. But I make fight weight easy. Just know right now if I had to fight next week, I'd be able to fight next week. Just know, and I just fought on Saturday. If I had to fight next week, I'd be able to fight next week.
And then would you say that's like what's the toughest thing about the sport for you? Would you say that's the toughest thing about it? Just kind of staying disciplined within the weight, or just the confines of the sport in general, just staying disciplined?
I don't have a life, so none of it is difficult for me. This is all I do. I don't have, like, and that's not even me saying that like trying like no, I really don't have nothing. I don't do nothing. This is my life. Like if I'm not out at work, I'm in my house shooting content, trying to close in on business deals and handle business like that. Um, I work every day. I'm only off 2 days out of the week from my 9 to 5. And then I'm in the gym literally every single day. I'm in the gym every day. I'm in the reward champ. Braveman don't play that shit. Julian and Kyron don't play that shit. I'm not allowed. I'm not even allowed. My wives don't play that shit. I don't put my family through so much to get to where I'm at right now. Everybody think this boxing stuff is easy and you just make all this money stuff. No, you don't. You don't know, man. I'm independent. I'm independent. All this stuff comes from us. We have to do this. You know how many eviction notices I done got? That's the side of boxing they don't talk to y'all about. You know how many eviction notices I done got, dog? Y'all better, man, y'all better stop acting like this. Oh, you got money in. No, I don't. Y'all know how many eviction notices I got before I got to where I'm at right now? My family been through the ringer because me being selfish with this shit, dog. I owe them everything. They're not gonna allow me to not go to the gym. That's not an option.
Yeah, no, man. Like you said, man, people don't understand. Like when you coming up in this sport, it is a rough game, man. You're not making no
No,
20, 30, 40,000 a fight. No, you know what I mean? People think you a professional athlete. You know, you are, but it's not basketball. It's not football.
no.
You know what I'm saying? So people don't know what y'all go through for
Wait,
real. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
don't go like that. Like
It
I
do not
said,
go like
one
that.
thing y'all better know is this, man. I was how the reason why I'm at where I'm at with boxing, and I wouldn't encourage nobody to do it how I did it. I did it because I was selfish. I was selfish to a fault. I put my family through shit that I really should not have. And that's not even nothing that I'm proud of but I was so one-sided and tunnel vision and selfish that I put my family through shit that they should not have even had to go through. It got me here, but the fact that my family held me down, dog, I owe them everything. Like that's the side of boxing that they're not talking to y'all about. You lose everything. I don't have friends, bro. I'm gonna be honest. The guys I grew up with, they not around. I don't have friends, bro. My friends is in the gym with me. That's it. I don't have friends, bro. It is what it is. What you willing to lose to get to where you never been? You're not gonna get there doing the same shit you've been doing. What you willing to sacrifice? I done sacrificed time. I done sacrificed sleep. I done sacrificed money. I done sacrificed quality time with my family. I done worked my ass off and did everything else. I done gave myself stress induced alopecia and sacrificed my goddamn hair. And I still don't care about none of that, bro. The show must go on. If it cost me my hair, then guess what? It was worth it. I don't give a damn about none of that, bro. That means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. I got goals to meet and things to do. That's what they're not telling y'all about.
No, facts. And just hearing you say shit like that, that motivated motherfucker like me to just keep doing what the fuck I'm doing, to stay get off my motherfucking ass and keep going. Just you know what I mean, seeing your video, like I said earlier, just seeing your videos be helping me every day. So I know it's helping other people, you know what I'm saying? So just keep doing what you're doing, Brody, for real. And then,
Love.
bro, who are some of your guys favorite people to just kind of study and watch for boxing? Man, you watch some guys and try to get some game from other people?
So we got guys like Manny Pacquiao is like my favorite. I love Manny Pacquiao. You got Ray Robinson, got Ray Leonard, you got Marvin Hagler, you got Winky Wright. You know what I mean? You got you got tons of guys. Roy Jones Jr., who I absolutely also do love. Like I said, even defensively, man, Winky Wright was something ridiculous defensively and jab wise, man. You got guys like even Better Babe. Better Babe is like I love Better Babe's style. Um, these are a lot of the guys that I watch. I even love Boots. I watch Boots. Of course, I watch the guys that I'm in the gym with every day because we watch each other nonstop. So that goes without saying. Naya Inoue, he's another one that's really that's great. Bam Rodriguez is a motherfucker.
Bad motherfucker, man.
Junto, Junto Nakatani, he's special as well. And like I said, we got um guys like that. I mean, like I said, Tommy Hearns is another one who I love. So we just study and watch. Roberto Duran is my favorite inside fighter ever. His hand manipulation in body placement was absolutely atrocious. I love Roberto Duran.
Classic for sure. And like you said, just kind of, I wanted to kind of ask you about that. You said better be one of your favorite guys. What you think about that fight last week, man? Did you think it was a good decision, or you see it kind of going another way?
Honestly, I think any decision that night would have been. I think a draw would have been good. Bivol would have been good. Better Bay would have been good. No matter how the judges would have scored it, I think it would have been fair. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a lot of people. The reason why the fans and casual fans are saying what they're saying is because people kind of make Better Bev out to just be strong. His boxing IQ and ring general shit is actually fucking tremendous.
Man.
People overlook it because he's such a knockout artist. His defense, his hand placement, his ability to cut off the ring, his ring generalship, his IQ, his ability to set up traps, to work the body. People don't give him credit simply because they don't want to. But he's a problem. And he knows what he's doing. And yes, he's strong as shit on top of all that.
Right.
Without even trying. He don't try to punch hard. He just hits hard. So, yeah. I think it could have went anyway. Draw, Bivol, or Better Bev.
Yep, and I agree. I did have, just from my personal view, my biased view, I had Bivol winning. But yeah, like you said though, like Better Bev is a bad dude, man. As far as people, like you said, people just think he a knockout artist under 20 knockouts, whatever. But that man can really box, man. I started to see that more in his last couple of fights too, where he making guys miss. He slipping, countering. He blocking shit that you typically wouldn't see him box or do. Because we have seen him, lose the first couple of rounds. But over time, man, his boxing ability is crazy right now. It's crazy, man. People underestimate that for sure.
People say that, and those are the same people that'll say, Tank just a knockout guy.
Yeah.
People don't understand Gervonta Davis' ring IQ is tremendous. People don't understand that he can box his ass off, and his fucking ring IQ is stupid. He sets so many traps. People really don't People don't pay attention as much as they think they do. Gervonta Davis sets so many traps within one fight, it don't make no sense. He sets a whole lot of traps that the naked eye doesn't see. And I'll be sitting here and I'll be watching boxing with my family who might not know boxing as much as me. And I'll just be like, damn, look at the trap. And they'll be like, what, bro? Ain't no trap. And I'm like, you don't see what he's doing. You think this other guy's getting off. No, he's not. So you might be giving these rounds to him, or the other guy even might be getting them. But he's getting them by this much, and you also don't realize what he's losing by winning these rounds. That other guy might be winning these rounds, but you don't even realize what he's losing by winning these rounds. You don't realize the stamina. You don't realize the mental pressure. You don't realize the traps that he's walking into. You don't realize everything that Tank is doing to this guy until you look up in his round 8 and 9, and then he's doing a backflip off the ropes. And that's it. Because you don't see the traps, and the nigga in the ring don't see the traps either. Gervonta Davis is special.
No,
he's very smart.
Yeah, we kind of talk about that too, man. Because like you said, his ring IQ is crazy too. Because people just think he walk in with the high guard the first 5 to 6 rounds, and he just sitting there let guys win him. He is not. I mean, I guess you can call it letting them win.
Yeah, but exactly.
But he is not. That is all calculated and on purpose.
Yes.
That is on purpose. Like that is all a part of the plan. Like people don't understand that part of it.
It's not what you think it is. It's not even one thing that he does that I give away all the time, and I be wanting people to pay attention to. Y'all think on them slow rounds, on them early rounds, he does something where he doesn't even jab you. He literally just reaches out and go like that and just touch you. Watch his fights, early rounds. He does it with Frank Martin. Even if you look at all the way back to Barrios, he just does this. He don't even throw the jab. He just touches you. Because people don't understand. If I can touch you, I can touch you. If I can touch you by doing this, I can touch you with a real jab. I can touch you with a hook. I can touch you. And then he does it so much. So now your eyes is used to seeing this. And then once he has that one explosive moment, boom, you can't keep up with the speed of what he's doing because why? You've been trained to just see this. And then he goes right back to switching that tempo again. He does it. And he's slowly closing the distance. And meanwhile of him doing this and he's touching you, you don't even dig the foot battle that's going on either, that he's winning. And you so hyped thinking he's trying to set something up. He's not even trying to set it up at this point. He's just winning the foot battle without you knowing. He's just touching you and closing his distance without you knowing. That's just one trick that he does. That's one trap that he sets, and everybody falls for this shit because his mental pressure is so much. And that's another trap that y'all don't realize. Mental pressure will make your whole world crumble. When you're throwing all these shots and you can't touch a nigga, you can't touch a motherfucker, and you just doing everything that you're doing, and he just still coming all night long, and he ain't even expand no energy yet. Y'all don't know enough about boxing, so you talk. That's the problem. It's okay to not know. But shut up and be quiet while you don't know. That's it. Don't not know and talk. Shut up while you don't know. That's all.
Kind of going off Tank, man. Obviously, biggest fight probably within the next, within this new generation of fighters is him and Shakur. How do you kind of see that one going when it finally gets made?
When it get made, I see 9.
9, he out of there.
I see 9.
Why you said it? Because do you feel like Shakur just hasn't experienced a shot like that, or nobody like Tank? We already know that nobody's on his resume like Tank. But
well, let's be clear. Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter. Let's be clear on that. I don't care if you like his style. I don't care if he entertains you. Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter. I just don't think that's going to work against Tank. I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to work. I have nothing bad to say about Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is an elite, world-class talent. If you don't like his style, that is your business. He has very good ring generalship. He has very good ring IQ. I just don't think that it's going to work against Tank. I also think once Tank puts his hands on him, the things that he does are not going to. I don't believe that those things are going to be effective against Tank. I just don't see it. But it's not just Shakur Stevenson, so we're all on the same page here. No one in those lower weight classes can beat him. No one. There's no one alive in those weight classes. There is no one alive in those weight classes. You can stamp this right here. I'm saying it first. No one alive in the world can beat Gervonta Davis down there. None of them. Not a single soul. And not only can they not beat him, all of them get stopped. Every last one of them. All of them. I think that highly of Tank.
No, yeah. Now, I at this point, and again, like me and my boy, we high on Shakur and Tank. Those are our guys, right? So immediately, this is a tough one for us anyway. So it's like we initially we had Shakur winning the fight. We got Shakur winning, but over the Shakur's last 2 performances, it's so hard not to pick Tank, man. It's just so hard not to pick Tank. But again, like you say, it doesn't really matter if you're entertained by Shakur. What he's doing in there is not going to be seen by the casual eye.
Yes.
The things he's saying that he's doing in there is very high. It's highly skilled shit that you're just not going to be able to kind of understand if you don't do this shit.
Yeah.
So I can understand, why people don't pick Shakur. But I see what you're saying though. Right now, especially with the way Tank is going, it's as hard not to pick Tank right now, man.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Another thing that I'm going to talk about. I mean, I don't care because I just don't care about anything, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm a man of no excuses. I just don't care. It either I don't go off potential, I don't go off excuses. Either it is or it ain't. I don't believe in nothing else. People say Gervonta Davis, weight clause and this, that, and the third. What I say to that is this: if you are the man and you have what I want, look at it like this. This is your kingdom. I want to take your kingdom from you. If I walk through that front door and it's a trap door right there on the floor and then there's a fire pit over there and spikes over there, I got to get through all of that shit to get to you. You didn't tell me to walk through this door. I decided to walk through the front door and try to take what's yours. So guess what? If a world champion told me, yeah, Jay, we'll take the fight, but we're going to be fighting on top of broken glass, guess what I'm going to say? I'm going to tell the person who make my shoes, make me some hard bottoms, and I'm not getting dropped. Oh, we got to fight in the smallest ring with broken glass on the floor. I'm going to put on my hard bottom shoes, and I ain't getting dropped. And it's going to be what it's going to be. I don't believe in it. So if I accept that fight and I say, hey, nobody put a gun to your head and force you to sign no contract. Everybody got an excuse. Oh, it was weight clause. I was weight training. Did he put a gun to your head and make you sign? You willingly, as a grown-ass man, signed that contract. I don't want to hear about it, bro. I don't want to hear about what you got going on after you signed the contract. Can't no man make me do nothing that I don't want to do. Nothing. If I signed that contract, guess what? If I can only weigh this much, then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make sure I get my nutritionist. I'm going to make sure I train accordingly. I'm going to make sure I do what I got to do to make that weight and be my most optimal self. I don't believe in excuses. I don't, unless he say you can only fight me with one hand. That's another thing. And no one's going to do that. But y'all are agreeing to the terms of the contract. Your team is agreeing to the terms of the contract. And then you want to cry because you agreed? Absolutely not. I applaud whatever Tank. I don't give a damn what. If Tank say you gotta fight me at 115, then guess what? If you sign that contract, that's you and your team business. I don't want to hear shit about nothing being unfair. It wasn't unfair when you signed it, or what? You a prostitute. You a hoe. You gonna sell your ass for some money. You gonna sell your ass for that money. Don't tell me, oh well, I ain't come, baby girl. I paid you your $40. I don't give a fuck if you came. I gave you your 40. Why are you talking to me about you? You should have went to your boyfriend for that. I gave you your $40, right? I was 3 minutes. My 3 minutes is up. And you lucky I gave you 40 because I paid for a half an hour. I paid for half an hour. Get out. That's it.
No, facts though. Especially when you put it like that, bro. Ain't nobody telling y'all boys to sign this contract, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't gotta get in there. And that's why I don't even chime in when people say that weight drain shit with Tank. I'm on the same time with that. Like, I get it, bro, but Tank just offered us an option and they took it. You could have countered it. You could have said no. You could have did anything else. So you can't get in there and complain if you feel fucked up in there. You know what I mean? That's y'all business. Like you said, you better get right. Get you some people to help you out and nutritionists and all that. So I completely agree with that, Doug.
It's true.
Facts. And then
a nigga can't tell you, oh, bro, I can beat you in a race, and he got one leg. If a nigga told you right now, I give you $100,000 if you beat me in a foot race, and he got one leg, I bet you gonna take his 100,000.
I'm frying, bro. Out there.
Thank you. And then he gonna look up, oh, bro, I only got one leg though. You told me you gonna give me 100,000.
Right.
You gonna cook him, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna record and I'm gonna applaud you cooking him. Yup. You should have hobbled your ass somewhere else.
Dog.
It's the truth. You gonna take that money.
And I need my money too, because he said that. No, facts.
Come on, bro. I don't want to hear your excuses. You told me you was gonna cook me. It's the truth.
Yeah, regardless of the stipulations, you think you still gonna win. So facts. And then as a grown man in the sport of boxing, you should, regardless of the stipulation, you should feel like you still gonna beat them, regardless of what he's gonna put on me. And you know what I mean, regardless of what it is. Facts. So
yes.
Yeah, no cap. And then kind of being in Philly, man, Boots as a big name. What you think of the Boots card? Him going against the Karen, whatever his last name is again, man. How you feel about this fight coming up for him?
I think nobody wants to fight Boots. So we can't be upset at who he's fighting when no one wants to fight him. Nobody wants to fight that man. Nobody want to fight that man. Do I think that Eddie Hearn and the gang are going to put together some big fights within this year, if he so chooses to go again, or next year, early next year? I do believe he's going to have some big fights. I do believe he will. But nobody wants to fight Boots, and I'm going to be honest with you. I've been in there with him too many times to remember. I know why they don't want to fight him. I've been there. I've been there. I know why he needs 3 and 4 sparring partners every day. I know why he needs 3 and 4 sparring partners every day. I know why.
Yeah. Everybody that we've interviewed that he's, either been in the ring with a spar, they say very similar things. Like, don't nobody want to get in there with that man, bro.
Nobody want to get in there with him.
Yeah, man. And not at no 47. Especially not at no 47, man. I don't want to.
I've been there. I've seen it. I've been on the other end of it. Everything they say he is, he is. He's everything they say he is. And that's not even me saying that because that's my nigga. Because as much love and respect I got for Boots, I got that much more for his pop. I feel the same way about Bozy. But at the same time, I'm gonna be honest with you, he's everything they say he is. Wallahi, he's everything they say he is.
No, he's everything they say he is. Everything I done seen, it kind of solidified for me just from what I've seen. Yeah. And then him and Bam Rodriguez on the same card. I know earlier you said Bam was one of your favorite guys to watch. Me too, man. That's a bad motherfucker, man. What's your thoughts on Bam and just where he's kind of headed it, with his potential?
Man, Bam, BAM, badass motherfucker. That's what that is. I don't know why they call him that. Probably because he can punch and he be cracking shit, but I call him Bam, BAM, badass motherfucker. Because that's what Bam is. Bam is serious. Them angles is for real. That hand speed is like that. Them combinations, and it's crazy. You know why? Because outside of the ring, he is Clark Kent, man.
Man,
Got the glasses. He doesn't look like that guy, but boy, he'll ruin you out there. He'll ruin you in and outside the ring. You walking down the street and you think you got a target. Boy, oh boy, you wake up in the goddamn ICU somewhere. That boy is for real. He is for real, dog. Oh my God, that boy's for
man,
real.
he is one of my favorite guys to watch, man. He reminds me of like a pressure Lomachenko, like a new. I
Yeah,
don't know how to call it. What to
yeah,
call it, man? It's like a
all over the place.
like a Mexican Lomachenko or something, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what to call it.
man.
It's crazy.
You ever go to somebody's house that own a dog and they keep the dog in the backyard and there's always shit all over the place?
Yeah.
That's him. He all over the place like dog shit. It's all over, just everywhere. That's what he's like. That kid's good.
Heard you mention Juto Nakatani earlier too. How do you see them? You know, they within a weight class
That's
apart.
a bump. That's a bump.
Yeah,
That's
they're
a
weight
bump.
class apart, man. How you
That's a
sound
bump.
like that one?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That's a bump. That's a bump. I gotta see it, man. Nakatani is Junto is like that. Julio Nakatani is like that. Bam is like that, and NOA too.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, between them three, man. Boy, between them three, man. And you know, I'm gonna be honest. On paper, I would have to have NOA over them two.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
But the fight gotta happen. You gotta fight the fights.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It has to happen. My God, those three down there, they're on a crash collision course toward each other, and I'm gonna be right there in the front row when they do. I'm gonna happily watch them crash into each other. I can't wait.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that because I feel like they about to take over the division there's in. They about to take them over. Nakatani could probably undispute 18. Bam could undispute 15.
15, yeah.
Anyway, but he already undisputed at 22, ain't he?
Yeah.
So
he gonna do whatever he want to do.
Yeah. So man, any type of action between them three would be crazy, man.
I'm talking about and to be honest with you, man, it sucks because if they weren't at such low weight classes, it wouldn't even be a discussion. Honestly speaking, that NOA is the best fighter in the world.
Yeah,
he's arguably the best fighter in the world, and you know that's just the truth. But if he was at a higher weight class, it wouldn't be a discussion. You know, you got guys like Bam and Junto, who also is like knocking on the door of those positions of being the best in the world. Them two as well. It's like and it just sucks that they're in the lower weight class and they don't get the full recognition they deserve. But man. Pound for pound, them boys is disgusting.
Them boys is dangerous, man. Then it's looking like, you know what I mean, they're gonna be them type of guys that move up 2-3 divisions and make something work. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We already know. Anyway, he started off at like 112 or something. Like
real
that.
little.
Yeah. Now he had 22, about to go to 26 and probably do the same thing.
Yeah,
so it's crazy.
And Junto is kind of big too.
Yeah, Junto's kind of big. Man, Junto is big for 18. He's a lanky guy. He got real big reach for the side. Yeah, Junto is big for 18.
He's physically big, and he's like physically taller. Like he's big.
He cracking shit too, man. 29 and like 20 something KOs. He's really cracking shit, man.
Yeah, he's cracking shit.
Gonna really help him translate to moving up in weight because I think that power gonna go travel right with him.
I think so.
Do you think Inoue could go as high as 30?
I want every man has their limit, so I'm waiting to see his. You know, I'm so sorry. What's the kid's name that he just fought? They put him down. I know his name.
Neri.
There it is. Neri called him with a shot, but Neri can punch, so no one's surprised that Neri can punch. Neri can punch. That's period. But it was a good shot he caught him with. You know, and it's funny, even Nonito Donaire caught Inoue with a shot and broke his orbital bone. Inoue still won the fight, of course. And ruined Donaire with a body shot in that fight as well. Made him turn around. And Inoue has about 4 or 5 of those on his resume where he had a guy with a body shot and they turn around and physically run because that shit is hot. Donaire is one of those people, and Donaire is a Hall of Famer all-time great Donaire. So don't let that fool you.
Yeah.
And then he came back and cooked Donaire in the rematch.
Yeah. Fried him the second
Which
time.
was which was hard to watch because I love Nonito Donaire.
I know, man. He's one of my favorites too, man. Yeah.
Yeah, love Donaire. If it wasn't for Pacquiao, Donaire would be like the best Asian, like damn near ever. If it wasn't been for goddamn Pacquiao, Donaire is like that. So if he, as long as Inoue's punch power can translate up, his skill is not going to digress. That's fucking crazy talk. So long as his punch power can translate up and his chin can hold up as well, I think he'll be fine. I would love to see if he can go up to 30, but I'm also smart enough and I'm in boxing to know, like, all right, bro, slow your roll at some point. Slow your roll at some point, and I'm not putting limitations on him because I don't believe in putting limitations on my other people putting limitations on myself. But what I do know is this: I'm not going up to heavyweight. I'm not going up to heavyweight. I know that shit for a fact. I've sparred multiple heavyweights in my lifetime, and fortunately, of course, they weren't trying to hurt me. But that shit is hot. That shit hot. So it's weight classes for a reason.
Yeah, facts. Then, man, I also wanted to ask you about David Benavidez, David Morrell. This is a big fight, in my opinion, because this is one I've been kind of waiting on. Even though Morrell is kind of fairly early in his pro career, he's just been on like a fast track. So it's a fight that we've been wanting to see since he kind of been noticed. How do you see that one going?
I think it's going to be good while it lasts. I do think that Benavidez is going to stop him, though. I think David Morrell is he's very sharp. I think he is. I think he does have true punch power as well. That kid has really good feet too. I think, but I just feel like as soon as David starts to snowball, see, if you pay attention to David Benavidez fights, he has a lot of stoppages.
Not KO.
David Benavidez can punch, but the problem with Benavidez is he has blunt force. So that beats years off of your career. So you can get put out, and sometimes you get put out cold, and you just gotta mentally recover from this shit. Sometimes you get put out, and it doesn't really. Sometimes it's 50-50. Sometimes you get knocked out, and your punch resistance drops. Sometimes you get knocked out, and you just gotta mentally recover from the shit. Manny Pacquiao, for example, when whatchamacallit put him out in their last Marquez put him out in the last fight. Pacquiao was fine. That motherfucker jumped right back up. All right, I'm cool, and won a world title after that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta mentally get over it. But when you got a guy like David Benavidez and you taking sustained punishment for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds, and you go home and you try to recover, and you try to recover, and you try to recover, and it's been a fucking month, and your hips still hurt, and your head still hurt, and you know your face is fully healed, but it's still, you ain't had that little lump there before. You ain't had that little ache in your shoulder before. Your jaw still click a little bit when you talk. The motherfucker ain't never put you out. He took a baseball bat and he didn't hit you in your head with it. He just fucked up your knees and your elbows on. You're never gonna walk the same. And now he beating you with the baseball bat, and you just wishing, can you just put me out, please? That's the type of punch power Benavidez has. And I think when he snowballs David Morrell and his shit becomes too much, somebody's going to either throw in the towel or he's not going to be able to get back up. That's what I think, and that takes nothing away from David Morrell. I think it's going to be a great fight while it lasts.
No, yeah, I'm going with David Benavidez too. He one of the guys. Me and my guy, we got basically a list of fighters where you're gonna have to show me you can beat them. I'm not really debating with you about it. You just they're gonna have to get beat up, bro. For me to believe they losing, they're gonna have to just get beat up. And David Benavidez is one of those guys where you just gonna have to show me, bro. I'm not listening to none of the controversy. You just gonna have to show me, bro. I don't care about none of that shit.
No.
I definitely agree with you. And then obviously we were speaking about Benavidez. I gotta ask you about Canelo, obviously, right?
Of course, of course.
How do you feel about that? If it gets made, we know Canelo kind of on the end of his career. He young, but he's 70 fights in. You know, he's coming to the end. So how you feel about that if it get made?
Canelo is 41 years old in boxing years.
Yeah, man.
In boxing years, he's about 41 years old, and that's not saying that in disrespect. It's just when you've been in so many battles and wars and fights, it's different, and it's not just Canelo. It's any fighter who has that many fights. That being said, what I think is this: if Canelo so chooses to make the fight happen, I think it'll be a great fight. Um, I do think this Benavidez is really young. He's really young. And Canelo is also obviously getting older. Um, and the longer Canelo waits, favor fortunes the young. It favor fortunes the youth, and it's just I think that's the truth. So do I think this year and next year, do I think it'll be a really good fight? I think it'll be a 50-50 type fight, yes. But past 2025, I would have to lean more toward David Benavidez. I would have to. So right now I'm going to say 50-50. I have a lot of respect for Canelo Alvarez. I have a lot of respect for his IQ, his ability, everything that he's done for the sport and in the sport. And I have the same respect for David Benavidez, actually. I have very much the same respect for David Benavidez. And I think it'll be 50-50 now. But I think past 2025 is when we got to start having different conversations.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that, especially because for a person that's making 30 million a fight, Canelo stays fairly active. So
Yes.
you know what I mean? So with him steady fighting and putting all this, wear and tear on his body, I got to agree with that, man. Past 2025, it's going to be looking rough if you decide to take that David fight, man.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, for a person making 30, 40 million a fight, you still fighting 2-3 times a year, which is really great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you fight, but even though, the level of competition is not what we care to see, but he's at the level where he don't give a fuck about none of that.
Yeah.
He shouldn't. I wouldn't either. But
yes. Yes.
it's still taking wear and tear on his body, you know what I mean? So past that 25, that year 2025, man, I gotta agree, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be looking real rough in there, man. Especially
Yes.
because David, I don't think he's slowing down anytime soon.
No.
Or and if he do, that style ain't. He's still about to step right to you all night long.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be, and then with Canelo style, I know it works for him, obviously.
It does.
The high guard shit, I just don't see it working on David as Canelo gets older, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Last question I wanted to ask for you, man. Where did JYD, man, Erron Peterson, where you see yourself in the next 5 years, man? Where you see yourself kind of within the sport and just in life in general?
Well, in life in general, honestly speaking, better than where I am now, and making sure my wives and my kids are taken care of, my mom, my pop, my family is good, and my community as well. Hopefully be in a position where as though I can do more for boxing gyms around the city and around the tri-state area, and then branching out to do more with boxing gyms around the world, just better in the communities. Just giving back to where I grew up from. Like I'm from the hood, being frank with you. Like I'm from the hood. So I also would love to uplift the hood without it being gentrified, and also without me falling victim to what goes on in the hood as well. So just using my platform and my ability to be able to give back. And I don't say that because like, oh, that's super marketable and cool sounding to say. Like, no, I'm currently doing it. I'm currently doing this shit now. And don't nobody really know who I am on the grand scheme of things. Like I'm an up and coming fighter, cool. But like don't nobody know who I am on a grand scheme of things. But I'm still trying to get back because I'm in a privileged enough position through social media because of boxing to where as though if I have it to give to the community, to the people who follow my page, who I call my stablemates, if I have it to give to them, if I have to give to the community, I'm going to do that because I'm only in this position because they have supported me and pushed my content and my message and all of that stuff. So there's that for life. And as far as boxing goes, I came into this for one reason: to be the best in the world champion, and to be the best in the world. If you can beat me, you got to show me. But you can't talk me into an ass whooping. You ain't gonna scare me on the scale, scare me with no teeth. You ain't gonna do none of that. Nobody's mouth is wilder than my mother's. If you think you're gonna say some shit to scare me, let me introduce you to my mom. My mom mouth is love her to death. Love that woman more than anything. Amazing mother. But if you think you're gonna say something to me that's going, oh God, you don't know who my mother is. You don't know who my mother is if you think that. So you ain't gonna talk me into an ass whooping, buddy. If you can beat me, you better be able to do it. You better be able to beat me if you're gonna be able to do it. My mother ain't raised me that way. My father ain't raised me that way. You lose the fight, you can't come back in the house, buddy. So you better keep fighting until you win. You better keep on fighting until you win. We wasn't raised that way. So if you're gonna do it, do it. But I came into this to be the best, period. I came into this to be the best. I put my family through hell so I can be the best. And I'm not saying it because that's the cool thing. I'm saying it's the truth. I can't change what I put my family through. I can only try to make it better. But that's my goal. Be a world champion and to be the best in the world. That's it. The money gonna come. The money gonna come. But I want your name. I want what you got. I'm gonna be honest. Everybody like, oh, he don't got nothing that I want. You got everything I want. You can box every day without going to work. I want that. I want that. You got all the money. You got all of that. You got everything that I want. I want what you got. I'm telling you, I want what you got. I want that. And especially from how I grew up, we take that. We take that. You're gonna give it up or we gonna take it. And that's how I carry it with this. It ain't even about the money, bro. I've been fighting for free my whole career. I don't make a dime off boxing. I don't fight for no money. I still don't make money. I want your name. I want your name. You ain't got to worry about no big negotiations on my side. I agree to whatever. I want your name. I want your name. To be clear, the money will come. I want your name. That's my goal.
Man, let the people know where they can find you at, man. Let the people know where they can view your content, follow you at.
That's my name right there. The name on the screen, JYD underscore world. That's my name on Instagram. On TikTok is JYD world, JYD underscore world TT1. That's what it is for TikTok. So JYD underscore world TikTok one. And on YouTube is JYD underscore world as well. So you can follow me on all those platforms. We do community giveaways often. We're also about to do a really big raffle. $2 a ticket. They will be virtual tickets, so you can enter in from all around the world. They're going to be $2 a ticket. 15 to 20%. Depending on how much money we get, the more money we get, the more the percentage goes up. But 15 to 20% is the base. We'll be going to gyms around the city to help out gyms around the city and boxing gyms around the city to get the kids out of the street and help the youth. They are dying. They are dying out here. In all honesty, like we talked a whole lot of boxing and we had some laughs and all of the good times, but these young men are dying out here. Literally outside of my dad's house, they're shooting on the bus just happened outside of my dad's house the other day where the boy got off the bus and shot into the bus and hit 3 elderly people. Over $2 and over bus fare. You just threw your life away over $2.50 over foolishness. You threw your life away over $2.50. We got to get these young boys off the street and show them a better way as opposed to thinking internet clout is something, as opposed to thinking you got to impress your friends who, again, people that I'm 28. I've been friends with people since 16 years ago. I was 13, 14 years old, friends with these people. I'm not friends with none of them anymore. That's how life works. When you start bettering yourself, when you do stuff, people that's not supposed to be aren't there because they pull themselves away from you because they don't understand what you're doing. They don't understand what you're doing. And sometimes it's even secret hate. So why would you throw your life away to try to impress this boy or impress this girl where they're not doing nothing with their lives? They do nothing with their lives, but you are greater than that. And when you start to be greater than that, you start to get around greater people. And it's not just you. All of you young people can do that. So I have a huge spot in my heart for these kids, man, because they dying out here. They dying out here, and the main reason they dying is because of social media clout and because they can't fight, so they pick up a gun. Get into the boxing gym. Learn it is okay to get punched in the face. As a grown man, I believe every grown man should be punched in the face at least once a year. Once a year, you should just get punched in the mouth. Don't even know where it's coming from, but you should get punched. It builds character. It builds character. It pays to know how to properly defend yourself. And when it comes to closing on this note on my end, without being long-winded, the more you learn about boxing, the more you learn it's dangerous to defend yourself. So people who typically know how to defend themselves properly, they avoid conflict. I don't, hey, you're right. I'm sorry. Believe it or not, y'all do all of this tough guy stuff and you go to jail. And anybody who goes to jail will tell you prison is one of the most polite places in the world. You better be polite. You better be polite. because you don't know who you bumped into. You might be bumping into a guy that got 6 life sentences. You might bump into. That's what they don't tell y'all. They don't tell y'all that where y'all think y'all tough out here. You go to jail and you do that. You go to jail and you end up in the cell with a guy that got life. You know what he asks you? He says, "How long are you in here for?" "Oh, I got 15. You know what he says after that? "That's the last time you'll ever talk to me or ever mention your release date in this cell again. So I got life and I'm never going home." And you start talking about, "Oh, when I get home, I'm gonna do this." They'll kill you for that. "I'm never going home." So now you bragging, you making fun of the fact that I'm not going home. Y'all don't understand these. Y'all talk about killing these people. You go to jail, somebody uncle is in that jail, somebody father's in that jail, brother's in that jail, waiting for you to touch down, to put something in you, to put some steel in you, to hurt you, to take your life from you. They're not, come home. This is the reality of what's going on. Your mother don't get her son back. Your father don't get his son. Your kids don't get their dad. You're gonna end up dead or in the grave, and it's not worth it. So we gotta do better. We really gotta do better, man. Seriously. Yeah.
My dog, Erron JYD Peterson, man, 8-7 KOs, my dog, man. Appreciate you for hopping on with us today, man.
Love, bro. Love is love. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
My dog.